hey, I seen this guy do something.
Judge, I object to this. This is way outside of anything that was involved in this trial.
I gave him ample opportunity to, produce any type of defense for these charges, and he's done nothing. When I was talking to them in that heated moment that was recorded by the 911 call, my phone in my hand. If you don't give me anything at all, I'm not coming back to work for you anymore.
It's been a long week. And unfortunately, my friends, this is the hard part.
Count one, it states, we the jury find the defendant James Ross.
Courtroom shocker as James Ross may have just pulled off the impossible, firing his attorney, going pro se, taking on the people that he allegedly robbed at gunpoint, and he may have pulled it off. Guys, this one is an absolute stunner. I'm going to give you step by step the entire process, all the way up until including yesterday's stunning verdict in the 187. I gotta give it to James Ross. This dude took the bull by the horns and may have done the impossible. I want to hear your opinion about this case when it concludes, because it will shock you. Like and subscribe, set your notifications to all. Let's roll, nerds.
Mr. Ross is standing in front of me.
All right, and Mr. Porter?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you're on this case as well, is that correct?
That's correct.
All right, and
Objection, Your Honor.
let me finish. Here's the thing. Let me finish. All right, and also, Mr. Porter, you're second chair? All right, how old are you?
43. I do understand that.
And do you understand that the appointed counsels are trained in the practice of felony criminal law and trial practice?
Hard for me to tell.
Flashback.
No, Your Honor.
Well, here's the thing. We don't shout in court, right?
Right.
You got to be respectful to your attorney and respectful to each other.
Mr. Ross and I, as the court was probably privy to, are not on the same page.
No, here's the thing. I'm asking you questions, and your answers to my questions are going to be appropriate. We're not going to do this thing where we're saying disparaging things against each other. Do you understand?
As in, do I?
Do you still wish to proceed do you still wish to proceed in representing yourself?
I do.
All right. Then the court will allow you to proceed to represent yourself. There will be standby counsel. You'll need to sign the waiver. And once you sign the waiver, we will bring the jury in. We'll start with jury selection.
This case lasted a full 4 days. For obvious reasons, I am not going to show the entirety of the case, but right now this is where he is questioning one of the alleged victims, Daphne Smith. It is a very heated exchange, and then I am going to proceed to his closing arguments and then the verdict.
I mean, you know what happened that day. I got scared. I haven't seen you since then, so I don't know what's going on or what. Well, I did see you that one day when I was here with Mom and I can't the other couple that lives with them that was working with us, and I heard you yell at your attorney over there somewhere, and I saw them take you in that room over there. So I was just nervous. I'm not. I think you're a nice guy. I just you scared me, and I just don't want you to hurt anybody. That's all.
Understand it. I have no intention of hurting. Evidence, never promises.
Judge, I'm going to object to that. That's testifying.
Sustained.
Thank you, Judge.
I get into this. Might be a little bit uncomfortable. Breathe, okay. You say that I supposedly had this gun to your head. Are you absolutely positive that it couldn't have been anything besides the gun?
I saw it come out of your shorts. I know it was a gun.
What color did you say it was?
I think it was silver. I think I'm pretty sure it was. It happened. Yes. I mean, James, you know.
I know exactly.
I don't want to fight with you. I'm so scared. This is so uncomfortable.
What's that with you?
And I'm glad you didn't kill me. Thank you.
Okay, like, no, like, it's okay. this is serious business here, and so we can't cloud it with emotional things. We have to give people the truth. Okay? My life is on the line as well.
Judge, I'm gonna object to that. That's going into,
Sustained.
thank you, Judge.
We gotta get back to this case. So this day, this gun, can you describe it again?
I told you no, I don't. I mean, it came out of your short so fast, and you picked me up like you with my sports bra, my tank top, and you held it to my head right here, and then you threw me against the wall. So it was not. I mean, it was like all of milliseconds. I was facing you when I was trying to get in the way of mom because I didn't want you to come
Okay,
bother.
let's rewind it.
Yes.
Let's rewind it. How many times did the defendant show up? When I say defendant, I'm speaking
Okay.
to me. How many times did the defendant show up at JC's alteration that day?
I think it was 2. One time I was with that girl in the red T-shirt that I think Pickles or Pebbles or something like that was her name.
Okay.
Before you came in, and
So
she was trying to ask. Yes, sir. I think so. It's been a minute, and
Okay, that's cool. That's the question. The first time when the defendant came in, was Pebbles with him? Was she with him?
no, she was by herself,
Okay.
and she was asking for money for you, and then mom.
Wait.
Okay, go ahead.
It's okay.
It's okay.
We're in the same place now.
Okay.
So when the defendant came into the JC's operations the first time, did you understand, or were you under the impression, or did you know whether or not Janice invited him there, or was it a random him just showing up?
Honestly, I do not know the answer to that, so I'm not going to try and answer. I do not know the answer to that. I'm sitting in the middle of the room in the chair where she always sits, and you're saying that you want money. You want your money right now. And I'm not lying. I'm scared of you a little bit. Okay. So I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm just telling you, you know exactly what happened. You do. Okay. I didn't want mom to get hurt. And so I didn't know that you were that strong. And
When the defendant came in there, did he say, "I'm only here to collect the money that you told me to come and get"?
I don't recall the exact verbatim of it. I'm sorry. I don't.
So all that you remember is the defendant coming in here screaming and yelling?
Well, you walked in and you were very loud and you said, I don't remember if you said Janice, but you said, "I need my money now. I want my money." And she was calm and she said, "James, nobody gets paid until the job is done. I told everybody that from the beginning." And then you said, and you held the gun to her and then said, "Wait, let me finish, please." And then when you did that and you held it, and she said, mom was sitting there and very soft like she always is. And she said, "Look, I don't even know who you are."
Well, you can't get in. You can't get in.
Oh, why are you asking me a question? You let me finish.
You answered it already.
What?
You answered it.
Okay then. Okay. Yes, because you yelled at me and you scared me and I started crying.
Ladies and gentlemen, jury, good morning. I got 20 minutes to do this, and so my life is on the line here, so I would like to I'll break this up into sections. Okay? Do with aggravated robbery. As she said, aggravated robbery means that you used a gun in the commission of a theft. And I would like to point out that there was no theft. There was not even an intent for theft. As the evidence shows, the defendant went to this shop as instructed to receive pay. Okay. He left the shop, sent someone in to get a better understanding of how he was to collect his money, and she returned with an instruction to bring him back so that he could collect his money. There was never any intent to steal anything. There was nothing stolen on top of that. So the entire inference of a theft taking place doesn't even fit in this category. It was a small piece of money that was sought out to be collected for an enormous amount of work that was done. the defendant was friends with these people. There was no intention whatsoever. There was no weapon found or otherwise. The display that was put on yesterday with the detective, I don't think y'all got to see the detective's interview with the defendant, but what it showed was.
Judge, I'm going to object to that. That video and that interview, it's not evidence.
All right, the objection will be sustained.
Correct. And the wallet. Sort of like this is the wallet. And it being behind the cell phone. Can't really put this side on it when I approach,
Yes.
Because this will scratch up the screen of a cell phone. Holding it like this could be considered, police have killed people for less than this. It holds a shape of a gun. I can understand that. I can't testify. All right. There was no weapon. There was no intent nor necessity for a weapon. These are people that I worked for that I was going to try to collect monies from. There was no theft. There was no robbery. There was no intent or any type of one of the alleged victims. Daphne also, and Janice Jones, they all knew where the defendant lived. They had all been to the defendant's home. They've interacted in several different ways. It was a lot of stuff done. And so for this to occur, for them not to send the police directly to the defendant's home, but being charged with aggravated robbery just makes no sense. They know where the defendant lived, and they testified to that. I would like to point out the testimony of Daphne, the blonde-haired woman who came up here. So certain people, when you deal with them, they're hard to deal with and they're hard to talk to. And when you approach issues that have a deeper significance to them, and they may try to not let certain parts of that idea come to the light, they would add a manipulative tactic of.
Yes, because you yelled at me and you scared me and I started crying.
Fear. You scare me right now, I can't. And so when you try to, there's no way to approach that without making me seem like an aggressive man. Whereas I'm just trying to get a piece of that information out to share with other people. Okay. So I really feel like I wasn't able to share with you everything that took place because I couldn't fully question her. It's a matter of fairness. Now, that's a manipulative tactic, and it serves to criminalize and place in the minds of people fear because of me. Okay? I look this way. I cannot change it. I wouldn't if I could. God gave this to me. Lost everything I had. My home, my pets, my car, my life. A full-time student, a model, an actor. Well, not really, because this little $100 that I was supposed to get from this job.
Judge, I'm going to object to this improper argument. Things are in evidence.
All right, that will be sustained.
Thank you.
Okay. Everything is lost in your life once you go to jail. And all it takes for you to go to jail is for somebody to call and say, hey, I seen this guy do something.
Judge, I'm going to object to this. This is way outside of anything that was involved in this trial. It's improper argument. And it's not in evidence.
All right, that objection will be overruled.
Right. That's all it takes. Certain people in the community know that and use it as a means to control a man, otherwise not in their control, to force him to abide by their will. And this evil, dastardly tactic is something that so many men have fallen to. That's all it takes. 911 call. Have you ever walked into a room and when you walked in, everybody got quiet? Like the air sucked out when you walked in? That happens to me all the time. So I have to be extra careful with the way that I walk, the way that I talk, the way that I interact with people, my level of frustration that may show on my face at any point in time, because it scares people. Now, if that scares people, how am I to live? I suffer emotion just like you do, and you. So when I get upset, if it scares you and someone calls the police and say, this man is a suspect, more back to the point. Had she given the defendant the money when he went to collect it, there would have been none of this. But after it's all done and said and the police are involved and lives are on the line, now you pay? It's some laudable fixture of what you created? This is the result of it. Only I have to suffer. There's no theft at all. There was no assault for Daphne or Elisa because there was no pointing the gun at them. When I was talking to them in that heated moment that was recorded by the 911 call, my phone in my hand, talking like this. Why you keep playing with me? Like, what? Didn't I work? Didn't I operate in good faith? Didn't I work for free 4 days? At the end of the second day of work, I asked for a portion of my pay. Not the entire thing, because I know she said that we aren't going to get paid till the end of the job. I said, can I have $20? Get a little something to eat tonight and have gas money to make it back tomorrow so I can complete this job for you. Not my entire pay. So that's all it took. Another man that was there gave me $20 as testified to. But at that point, I felt like her whole intention was to get this work out of me and not pay me in the end. So I was like, if you don't give me anything, if you don't give me anything at all, I'm not coming back to work for you anymore.
It's been a long week. And unfortunately, my friends, this is the hard part. This is when y'all have all the evidence in front of you, all the testimony, everything that we have, and now it's time for y'all to make the call.
All right, if the defendant will please rise. Count one, it states, we the jury find the defendant James Ross not guilty of the offense of aggravated robbery as charged in count one of the indictment. Count one, lesser included offense of robbery. It states, we the jury find the defendant James Ross not guilty of the lesser included offense of robbery under count one. Count two, it states, we the jury find the defendant James Ross not guilty of the offense of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon as charged in count two of the indictment. Count three states, we the jury find the defendant James Ross not guilty of the offense of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon as charged in count three of the indictment. Count four reads, we the jury find the defendant James Ross not guilty of the offense of unlawful possession of a firearm as charged in count four of the indictment. Does anyone wish to have the jury polled? All right, everyone, please be seated. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the deputy will take you back to the jury room and I'll come back and speak with you briefly. Everyone, please rise for the jurors.